Good afternoon, dear 8th standard students. Welcome to the geography class. Stay safe and healthy during this COVID-19 and keep social distancing. Okay, now let us enter into the subject. We are going to discuss about the types of migration. This is based on the movement associated with administrative limits. Migration can be classified in several ways. It is usually categorized as follows. First one, the internal migration. The movement of people within a country is known as internal migration. Let us now see the classification. Rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to rural, and urban to urban. These are the categorization we are going to see. First, rural to urban. In simple words, we can understand rural means village setup, urban means city setup, that's all. So it is the movement of population from rural areas to growing towns and cities, mainly in search of employment, education and recreation facilities. So these are the reasons they move from village to city, which means rural to urban. Next one, urban to urban, which means they move within the city, from city to city. So just like getting higher salaries. Next, rural to rural. This is like moving from village to village. Within village, the movement takes place. The reasons may be agriculture, marriage, or any other purposes. They move from village to village or within the village. The last one is urban to rural migration. So it is the movement from urban to rural to get rid of some urban problems or returning to native place after retirement from jobs. So in this case, some people do not like the city atmosphere, therefore they want to go to their native place or village setup for the betterment of life. The next part is international migration. We all know that migration that occurs across the national boundaries. So which means moving from one country to another country and getting settled there or some other purposes. Here we are going to talk about the willingness of the migrants. There are two types. One is voluntary migration and the next one is involuntary or forced migration. These two topics we are going to discuss now. First one, voluntary migration. Voluntary migration means they willingly and voluntarily go to some places or the better place to improve their financial status. The migration is said to be voluntary here. It cannot be the force or any other thing. It takes place on person's free will only. That is called voluntary migration. Next one, involuntary or forced migration, which means they are forced to go somewhere. It can be the financial status or war or some other reasons. They are forced to go some other places for their betterment of life. The next topic we are going to discuss about the duration of stay of migrants in the place of destination. It can be classified into short term, long term and seasonal migration. Now let us see long term and short term. Long term means staying for 12 months or more than that for any reason. So that is called long term. Maybe it may take place years and years also. Next, the short term. Short term means not more than 3 months or 12 months. It can be the holiday visit or medical treatment, pilgrimage, etc. The last one is seasonal migration. It depends upon the season and people's free will. For example, going for the pilgrimage or holidays to the hill stations or summer vacation, all these things are under this seasonal location only and seasonal migration. Here in this type of migration, usually a group of people migrates from their native places during a particular season and returns after end of that season only. Okay, students, that's all for today's class. If you have doubts, clarify the doubts through WhatsApp. And once again, stay safe and healthy and take care of your health. Thank you.